Are we going?
RTFC.baconicecream.com.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Evercast, your weekly dose of Evercade goodness. I'm one of your hosts, Rich. We got over here Ed, Virtual KillDashNine. What's going on?
Hey, man. Good stuff.
We got Crow. There he is. What's going on?
I somehow missed the button. Okay, there we go.
We got the pack opening pro himself, Pete. What's going on?
Yeah. Hello.
Oh, no.
That explains it all. Hey, he's dying.
Just because I was going to do my intro. Hello, everybody. Week 2 of the crap.
Oh, man. So, we're hoping you're on the upswing there.
I don't know. It feels like I'm just getting the sniffles won't go away. It's kind of funny.
Oh, man.
COVID free.
Well, that's good.
That's good. Yeah.
But still, like, having weekends long colds is never a great time. So let's say hi to the chat. We got back from the dead. What's going on? We got Lloyd R. Jim. How's it going? Arnold Barracus. What's up? How's it going? Welcome in. Welcome, Al. How's it going? And Two Tails. What's up? What's up, Anthony? What's going on? And Mark Doe. He's here too. All right, cool. So we got a cool show for you. We've got some, minor bits of news. Of course, carts are indeed shipping, and some have already arrived. We've got some cool stuff to talk about there. Oh wait, Ian wants to know what is best to get rid of the sniffles, Ian. And by the way, hi Jamie, what's going on? I saw that. That's awesome.
What's weird is it's not working. I don't.
Mayo days. There you go. Mayo days.
Nice. That's a good one.
There you go. There's the answer.
I had a funny feeling that this was coming.
All right. Let's do it.
Would you kill this thing?
What's up?
I've been summoned.
That is the cure. It is the cure all. KillDashNines and call me in the morning. What's going on, Ryan? How's it going? We're off to a great start. So, how was everybody's week this week?
It's been busy. I actually made it through Soul Deece and have a video up for that now.
Nice.
Very
Nice.
now. It's only 12 minutes old because I posted it at exactly the same time we started this.
That's awesome. So everybody's like, watch the video and come back. That's awesome. That's really cool.
It's only 8 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, it's seriously, you've been crushing those like single game vids. It's really awesome to watch all like the cool history you have and all that kind of stuff in there.
Now you see all the stuff I've been cutting out of the other stuff to keep it under. Well, I was trying to keep it short, but they all wound up being over like 40 minutes, an hour anyway.
Yeah. No, those are neat. Those are neat vids. I love going over there and watching those. So if you guys haven't checked out Crow's vids on particularly in Renovation, because I guess you started in Renovation.
That's where I started it. I actually was starting to do it like I did all the rest of the videos, and I made it up to Gaiares, and then I was like, maybe I should just do separate videos for all these. And then I went back and I started redoing everything, and I wound up not playing anything new on the thing for like a month while I was making all those videos.
Nice.
And I just finally got caught up to where what was it, the one before Gaiares was Granada and Soldies were where I actually got caught up and started doing it like I would normally do it now from going now on.
Nice. So yeah, no, it's definitely cool stuff. and I'm gonna have to check out that new vid once we're done.
There's a lot of interesting
watch it
codes.
now.
A lot of interesting codes in that game.
Oh, nice.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I may need some of those.
That's really cool because I know that when I get to like trying to complete these games on Renovation Collection, that's most of that's not going to come for a long time because I've just been dipping my toe in and playing around. But when I get into there, I know for a fact that I am that player that needs the codes. I just need them because I just can't.
There's codes in there that'll let you beat the game in like a minute.
Oh man, that's
Wow.
wild. That is wild. That's cool. That's very cool.
So can I just say, I don't know. Here's my current feeling on Video Games Plus. Me waiting for my collections.
I want it now. What's the matter with those twats down there?
Yeah. I mean, I guess the way like distribution goes, right? There's certain distributors that are trying to get ahead of things like customs and like that kind of thing.
Exactly.
And as a customer service thing, they send it early, and then you wind up getting it, right? And then there's those.
The official release date is June 30th.
Right.
I know.
And then there are those like here in in the United States on Amazon and probably and in Canada with Video Games Plus, they probably won't ship until.
But if other places
might
can
ship
send it
it
early,
before, so you get it on the day.
I don't know.
Exactly.
I guess I'm stupidly loyal, and I've already canceled a few pre-orders, and so I'm stuck with them for now. But we'll see. I just don't want to get it late. Like I want to get it within that first week of the 30th. I'll be happy.
Yeah.
I just want the pegless version.
The pegless version. Yes.
Pegless.
So, but so what about everybody else? What about Ed? What's been going on in your week?
Just busy, busy work stuff and all that. And happy the weekend is here to to blow off some steam and take a break from all that and talk video games and Evercades and
Nice.
cool stuff like that.
Very cool. Very cool. How about you, Pete?
Well, still sick. But
You
I've been playing the Intellivision collection and Space Gulls most of the week, actually. Having a blast playing Space Gulls. It's such a fun game. But yeah, no, just chilling out, man, doing, working, playing games, the normal stuff. But yeah, I was one of the lucky ones who got those games from FunStop fairly early, which is rare to get anything in Canada early. So, hey, it was cool. But yeah, having a lot of fun playing those games.
Nice. It is.
Well,
it is
playing
great.
certain games on the collections, not all of them yet.
Oh, okay. All right. Like it just because you haven't gotten to them, or
Well, there's certain games on the Intellivision collection that I've played and know what they're all about and have no desire to play them ever again. But
fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not all bangers.
No, I think there might be one too many racing games on that collection.
Yeah, they're kind of uniquely different, but similar. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like racing games. Those aren't the ones that I don't really play. Like I play those. Mud Bunnies is pretty fun. I like that game.
Yeah, you got to get used to the control scheme.
You got to get back into the RC Pro-Am kind of vibe, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Controlling the racers, right?
That
If you like those games back in the 80s, you'll like them now. Like, I mean,
right.
That's what I did.
Yeah, I played Super Pro-Am. I played that on the Game Boy. I had it for the Game Boy.
Yeah.
I've been spending a lot of time playing the bonus game, trying to figure out, is this like, am I a bad dad or a bad mom for what I'm doing on the bonus game? Because it's a really weird game, the bonus game. Like, not weird as in it's not fun. It's just really weird what you have to do in the game.
What do you mean by bonus game?
The bonus game, you put two Intellivision collections in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, if you put Intellivision 1 and Intellivision 2, you do get a bonus.
You get like a zombie kind of game.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. It's interesting and fun. It's like a weird mix of different genres. Which most new indie games on old consoles are, right? They'll take some of their favorite games and they'll mash them up and make their own game of it, right? It's like Princess Quest. You can tell obviously it was inspired by Ghosts and Goblins and Castlevania and stuff
for sure.
right?
Yep.
Oh, they wasted no time putting that on Evercade Info Central.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, it's also I think they revealed it on Twitter too, on the official Twitter account.
Yeah, well, it's no NDA. If the games are out and they allowed Funstock to ship, like people are going to talk.
Oh yeah,
but, it's funny though. It's one of those games with ladders and stairs, or stairs, I should say, which never really control well in any game I've ever played. Burger time and all that. I always feel sometimes you got to be so precise on the down or the up. But this one's pretty fluid, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
You're late.
But I must say, like, I can almost give 2 thumbs up to the control schemes on everything, but on the Intellivision, I just haven't played enough of them. There's a few little quirks too. Your game will reset on a button hit that they don't have in the controller layout, like so stuff like that. But overall, I need more time with it.
Nice. Yeah,
I've already finished Bloody Mountain a couple times, so
there you go.
That's awesome. Yeah, was it what you were expecting as far as like control and play?
Oh yeah,
emulation.
Yeah, well, it's very similar to what's on Intellivision Lives in a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a lot like that. There's a few changes for some of the controls, but yeah. I was playing one game I got stuck on playing so much was the what's it called? Smash. The hybrid one that takes Cloudy Mountain, the submarine game, and football. I forget what it's called.
Cloudy Mountain Football?
Sharp Shot. That's the game that it's a sleeper on there because they took a bunch of little games.
Oh, Sharp Shot. Yeah.
They're one button play.
Yep.
And they're super fun. Like the football one's super fun. They're just timing based on shooting and stuff, but it's cool. They're multiplayer too. So
yeah.
Anyway. Everybody should have fun playing with it. Whether you enjoy it more than the first one is purely subjective, right? What type of games you like. So,
yeah, I'll get to it in August.
Yeah,
I haven't even touched Thunder Castle yet on there. I've been playing other stuff, but yeah, Space Skulls. Oh my gosh, is that game ever fun? All the games on the Morphcat collection I find pretty decent, except for one, the Bubble Game.
The Bubble Game.
Bubble Game.
I just don't like
the Metroidvania.
You had a bubble when you're a bubble and you can't touch anything; it'll burst.
Yeah, I remember seeing that from the video. Yeah.
But the other ones are pretty fun.
Nice.
Anyway, but I've been playing a lot of those stuff.
Oddly enough, that game seemed like one I'd like.
Crazy Burger said he was having problems with the controls on Intellivision too. Get good, Crazy Burger.
Nice. So I had opened both of my collections when they came in, which is a little uncommon. I usually wait until I'm actually going to play them to open.
Oh man, I open everything right away.
But as soon as I actually got them in my hands, I was compelled to do so because they felt different. And the reason they felt different is because there's extra stuff in them.
Oh yeah, I didn't talk about that. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. So do we want to
made a mistake in mine. They gave me
well,
overlays.
I don't know. Do you not want us to be surprised on it?
Well, that's the thing. Like half of
hasn't it been already spoiled everywhere? What's in there?
I haven't been spoiled yet.
No.
I turned off Discord specifically.
You can share if you want. Or you
we can hold off. Let people be surprised.
Well, ask the chat. Ask the chat, because honestly, I don't care.
Chat, do you want to know what's in there?
Vote. Chat, we know already.
Honestly, the collection hasn't been officially released yet. We're not at the release date.
That is true.
But I know they did say at Blaze that you could go ahead and spoil it. So
well, yeah, if you've got them, if you physically have the cards.
Well, preliminarily, I will say that I was pleasantly surprised with what is in there, and it's kind of cool, and it is really cool.
It makes me excited for the future if they go and, especially the one that's in the Morphcat ones.
Yep,
makes me really excited considering what I do on YouTube right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was gonna guess trading cards, but
yeah,
not really, but close.
Yeah, it's
I guess I don't know, close, but it's really cool. And
untradeable cards.
The one thing though, the Intellivision one, did you get dupes in your Intellivision one?
I did not.
I got dupes. So Ryan,
dupes?
Yeah, I've got like 2 of the same card in my Intellivision one, or same thing in my Intellivision one. Shit, we've already said what's in
You
there.
already gave it away. Yeah, it's like you might as well just show it.
I don't care if give it away. It's not.
Right.
I don't care.
Well,
like,
I mean, so we've got,
it.
yeah, of 18, we've got one person already knows, 2, 3, 4. So
And the manuals for the Intellivision collection, oh my, I really like the manual because they actually focused on 4 games and then a little blurbs on the others, and it's just really cool.
Yeah, I think, well, I mean, it was super well done on the manuals. Like,
The manuals are great. Of course, Crow will find a problem with them.
I probably will.
Yeah, but Crow, what I really like, Crow, the bigger games on the collection, they got 2 pages dedicated to the more RPG-esque games.
Well,
Oh, nice.
okay.
Well, actually, Tower of Doom, they have 1, 2, 3, 4 pages dedicated to Tower of Doom. Cloudy Mountain, they have 4 pages dedicated to it, and then 1 page for everything else.
No,
that's good.
Like look at this. They put 2 pages for Gaiaris, but half of it's not filled in with anything.
Yeah, well, it's similar to this one, but to get like imagine 4 pages for Cloudy Mountain. It's really cool because they show all the like a lot of stuff that you should be aware of and stuff. It's pretty cool. It's like a little mini manuals.
Yeah, I mean the book is actually like.
I mean, if it's all the information you need to play the game, like unlike some other collections where it's like you needed information that they didn't put in the manual in order to play. You know, like I can't remember. Like Exile, where you needed to know from the manual what the items did because the game doesn't explain it.
I didn't get a dupe.
100%.
I got 2 of the Tower of Doom, but they're 2 different ones.
Yes, they are. They are.
I didn't notice that.
So
what?
So, but anyway, yeah, it's cool little mini trading cards you get, or info cards, I should call them. I like the Morph Cat one because they're character based, which is really cool. But anyway, I think everybody will love what they did here, and yeah, they should just full blow go limited run games and make some trading cards.
Looks pretty nice. Pretty nice.
This paper's super cheap.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. So I mean, to give an example, I'm going to use Cloudy Mountain, right, from the manual, right? So this is the Cloudy Mountain page in the manual, right here.
Okay.
Right?
Oh, nice.
But after that, so that gives you like your regular controls and your move and your map.
Yeah, it looks like what we'd normally see. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But then the next set of pages actually expands, gives you more information, tells you where things are on the map, tells you stuff about monsters, tells you stuff about items, like that
which reminds me, like you could use that for like Intellivision Collection 1, especially for Thunder Castle, because I don't think they tell you what the items do.
No, they don't.
Right.
No,
exactly.
That's very annoying. They did not. I had to look it up.
So it's really neat. You know,
is that game the levels randomly generated every time you play it?
No, they're not. I think as you cycle through them, they change. Like once you get past the 3rd level, you get back to the first one, and it's different than the first time you played it. But I don't think it's random. I think it's the same thing every time you play it.
Yeah. So I mean that in and of itself, as far as the manuals go, it's super, super well done.
That's awesome.
And this the style of card, I think, is really kind of like what the nod is. You know, like the little info cards.
Okay, so this is something that I actually think I made myself for like Atari Collection 1 and 2 because it doesn't tell you what the game modes are. So I like took a page out of the actual manual and turned it down into a little card and threw it in the box so I could reference that instead.
That's neat.
Yeah, I mean it is almost exactly like that. So I mean, do you guys want me to just show the one?
I think I already figured it out. So let's see.
Yeah, might as well.
All right. So so this is what the one for Cloudy Mountain looks like.
Okay, that makes sense.
Oh, that's neat.
They made an overlay.
Yeah, it looks just like an overlay.
I don't know why. I should have realized that it would be an overlay.
Yeah. And then they're double-sided, so you have like different information on both sides.
Yeah, they made it look like an overlay. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is neat.
So it is really cool. And Tower of Doom has another style too. Only there's so much more information in Tower of Doom than Cloudy Mountain. They actually made 2 cards with 2 double sides, with information on that. So
it's a much bigger game, right?
Yeah. But it is cool that it isn't just like quite simply they printed the overlay as if you would had it in
because that wouldn't help you.
Because
wouldn't do anything,
it's not helping you because you don't have the number pad.
Well, not only that, but they were remapping the buttons on the controller anyway, so it'd be misinformation.
Exactly. So,
having those little overlays for those two games, it makes a whole lot of sense. And because, like I always said, the definitive way to play these games, well, some of them, because they're not all on the DS, was the DS version, because they visually had the overlays on the bottom screen. But this is pretty cool too, right? So it is really neat.
Yeah, and I like the fact that it has that reference point for, oh, well, you go to this particular mountain, like there's easy, medium, hard, and hard, right, in the game. And when you go into a specific one, there is an item you can get, and like you go in there to get that item, and then you go out to get, to go get more items. But it'll tell you, like, in the easy mountain, you get arrows. Like in the hard mountain, you get a key. Like, so
without that little map in the manual either, you wouldn't know which mountain is which, because they're not color coded on the main screen, right? So
exactly. So
Cloudy Mountain's not a hard game anyway. I'm just gonna put that out there. As long as you conserve your ammunition, your arrows and stuff, it's not a hard game. Well, it is, I guess, if you go to the. Never mind, I won't spoil it for people. But yeah, it's meant to be played and completed in, like, not very long, right? You can.
Right.
Well, yeah. Obviously, there's no save game feature.
Yeah.
There is now.
Well, there is now. The original.
So, but yeah, I mean, it's, again, it's becoming increasingly like clear that they want to do a little more things with every cart release, and I'm happy because, like, I like all the cool little extra things you could do, and I will actually use the cards.
Yes.
When I play, because there are some things that I want to reference that, I don't want to, sit next to myself and have like a giant Chrome window open or whatever and have to scroll down and see more things.
You don't even know the way I play these games. I actually sit here and I have like 8 different windows open with different websites while I'm playing the game.
So, I mean, not that I won't do it from time to time, but yeah, no, it's really neat, and I'm really looking forward to digging in more. And now, I guess, now that they exist, I guess maybe the pressure is on a little more. Rounding back to what has happened in my week, as yet another Monday through Friday goes by with absolutely nothing on the channel except for the Evercast. But yeah, I mean, so the good news is, it is.
Oh, but actually, me and Rich did have one exciting thing happen earlier in the week, and that was on Calling All Retro Gamers. We had Chris at Atari Creep, and he was a blast.
That's true. Yeah, that was a great show.
Almost forgot. We had
little shameless plug in there for that show. It was cool. That was a blast of a conversation.
And fun. I would say, fun fact I learned. I knew I knew he was like a musician, like, but I didn't know that he was like an artist. Like, he has an Etsy store and like paints miniatures. And
I bought something off his Etsy store.
Yeah. So I was like geeking out over that. I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah, he does a lot of really cool stuff. So yeah, definitely if you guys are interested in cool side conversations about things, give that a whirl. But yeah, the good news is this week the craziness has subsided. So at least for another 2 weeks, I will be able to be free and do a whole bunch of things, and then
that's good.
Literally fly out of the country for a week because I'm actually going to go on vacation.
Woohoo!
So that'll be coming soon. Nice. But
you're flying out of country? Where are you going, bro?
I'm going to the Dominican Republic, to Punta Cana.
Sweet.
For a couple days. So
are you going to bring your Evercade, or are you leaving that home?
Oh, it's totally coming. Yeah, there's no way that the Evercade's not coming with me. That's not a thing.
Man, when I go for day trips, I take my Evercade with me.
Yeah, well, I took my Evercade to a place I was at yesterday. Speaking of other things that happened.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that. I went to
Too Many Games in Pennsylvania. As the first video game convention I've been to in many years.
Isn't that? I was meant to ask. Isn't that continuing today? I mean, because you'd think that Saturday would be the more. Yep. Okay, so you just went Friday. Okay.
Yeah, I just went for the Friday because there's too much stuff going on in my weekend this weekend. family birthdays, and like you got like graduation parties and like that kind of stuff. So couldn't go through the entire 3 days, but I did go Friday with my brother-in-law and his wife, and we had a blast. It was a great time. Like met some people and did a whole bunch of really cool stuff, and saw some great indie games, which I would love to, if they progress, I'd love to see them actually grace an Evercade. And I actually got to show some of those people what an Evercade was. It was cool. It was cool and interesting to just kind of be there. And I had my side bag with me. And they, some people were talking to us while we're waiting in line for things or whatever. And in the conversation, it's like, oh, everyone there, most of the people there all play retro games. And I was like, oh, well, you guys ever hear of the Evercade? And they're like, what's that? And it's like, well, boom, out it comes. And, you're playing like Indie Heroes or whatever while waiting in line. They're like, oh, man, this thing's pretty cool. I was like,
look at you representing the community.
It is pretty cool. Yeah, you should do this. I shared the information with one of the developers of one of these indie games that they were showing off in the indie game showcase at Too Many Games. And they were like, oh, man, this is really, really cool. Like, I wish I could, find a way to put my game on there. And I'm like, well,
I wonder.
We could put you in touch with some people, maybe.
I'm telling you, next year, if they did nothing but indie games and arcade carts, I'd be happy.
Anything would be possible, right? So, yeah. Oh, Snake Eater, just hit me up if you're on Twitter or Facebook or anything. I've actually been looking for you as well. Facebook, Twitter. You can send an email to me directly, rich@baconicecream.com. That's another way you can reach out to me. Now my inbox will get flooded, but that's okay. but yeah, so just hit me up. It's all good. Yes, and I have it ready. I'm actually just it's right over here. Put it right in an envelope.
Since we brought up indie, so here's the thing I want to talk about real quick, because I think for me the sweet spot of an indie game is around the hour and a half mark.
Yeah,
like the latest one that we got. What I think that people didn't like about like Nessie, like the previous one, I don't want an indie game that takes less time to complete than an arcade game. You know what I mean? Like you shouldn't be you shouldn't be able to beat one in like 10 to 20 minutes. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm spoiled by Steam, because in the past, all the indie games I play, we're a lot long, but I don't want one that's 10 hours.
There was the one game on there. I can't remember which one. And from the first time I played it to the time I beat it was 60 minutes.
That's good. That's a good length.
So if I were to play it again, I'd probably beat it in half the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Tapeworm, I think you'd probably be an hour.
Well, at that point, the thing is, at that point, once you beat the game, then you start speed running it.
Do you?
Yeah, you do.
I don't know, Rich does.
I actually started dipping my toe into that water.
If the game it has a beginning and an end, you speed run. If it has a no ending, you go for a high score.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I know. I've been actually legitimately, I've been having fun in this.
I need to find a way. I might need to get a better capture card to eliminate lag, because when Requiem or Rectum, whatever, I did it there was a frame or two of lag.
You could get a HDMI splitter, and that way you could have your input to the capture card separate and put your to monitor.
That's what I need to do.
Yep.
That's what I need to do. So that way there's no lag.
My capture card actually has a secondary output to a monitor, so I get the lagless.
Yeah, actually,
send me the link to the one you have.
I'm using the Elgato, the one you actually put in a PCI slot, and that's got virtually no lag at all. So if I really wanted to, I could play it on the monitor, but I still have it split out.
Yeah, that seems the best way to do it.
Yeah. So, yeah, very cool stuff. Yeah, so like I said, I mean, it was an awesome time. It was really cool. I wish I could have gone, more days. And then for next year, because it's pretty easy to get, maybe even booth space or whatever, I'd actually want to experiment with doing something like sharing the awesomeness of Evercade with people, and maybe actually just getting like a table and just
Well,
for 1 or 2 of the days just hanging out and just be like, hey, check this out. It's kind of cool. Like to spread a little Evercade love. I don't know. I think it'd be fun. Maybe even well, it's way loud, so I don't know about that, but I'd be like, oh man.
Make a banner like the unofficial Evercade.
Yeah, or like do an Evercast from the booth or something.
Ooh.
But it'd be so loud.
Yeah,
So loud there.
I know. You just hook it up to like something like this, a boombox.
Yeah.
Wow, you go back to like the 80s or 90s to get that.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's
Well,
awesome.
it's a miniature representation of a old boombox. That's what
really
this.
cool. That's very
It's actually a Bluetooth speaker, but
nice.
It's got input on the back if you want.
That's awesome. All right, I'm down. I'm down with that kind of speaker. That's cool. That's classic. It's very near something that I had in my house.
I think you could get this at New Wave Toys. That's
Nice.
the same people that do the arcade machines.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I think I saw somebody they made like a Bluetooth speaker set that was like it looked like the old school double deck what was it, the Sanyo, like the double deck boombox. But it was it was like longer and like dark gray with the two decks. I used to like literally walk around with that all day.
What I want to know though, can it transform into Shockwave? That'd be
You're a little bit wrong there. Soundwave was the one that transformed into a
Soundwave. Yeah, Shockwave just changed into a giant spaceship.
Oh, okay.
There's Soundwave right there.
Yes, that is Soundwave.
Yeah.
Yes, that's very cool.
Awesome.
Is that the whatchamacallit? Is that the Siege?
What? No,
Is
it's
that
the
the
masterpiece. It's the G1 Masterpiece series. So
Nice.
I have 6 cassettes with it too.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I had I had the Siege.
There you go.
Oh, there you go. Nice.
Yeah. Right.
So
I had the Siege series when they started doing that right before the Netflix series came out. I got most of those because they have like, oh, nice. You had like battle damage and like that kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
Transformers is it's real good. It's real good times. So all right. Nice segue, Andrew. So what's on today's agenda? Today's agenda is finishing up finally the Atari Arcade 1 collection. This is
I was gonna say that maybe we shouldn't like promise finishing a certain number of games. We just do as many as we can till we run out of time.
That's true. That's true.
I will say since our last show, it actually inspired. Like I've been playing Liberator quite a bit. Like I love it, especially now that I know about the shield. Yeah, you start off with like 4 bars, and each time it gets hit, like you lose. Like,
when I first started playing it, I didn't know about the shield, and I was dying really quick. And then I looked it up as like, oh, there's a shield button.
I can see why Pete said he likes it better than the missile command. It's a lot more in depth. Like there's more strategy.
Yeah,
2 buttons. I know that's sacrilege, but whatever.
So
that's cool.
So the games on tap for today are Night Driver, Pong, Skydiver, Super Breakout, and Warlords.
Only the best of the best.
I mean, some of them are not going to be what we call hot bangers, but
you know what? So see, here's what I kind of wonder, and maybe they can't answer this, but I wonder when they're going through, like, do they want to pick something like Night Driver, or it's just like Atari's like, well, for the price point you want, we'll also throw this in. Like, I guess my question is like. And is it like for some of the bad games, like is that picked on purpose because it's somebody's favorite game, or is it just like thrown in because it's like, man?
No, people actually really do like Night Driver.
Mm-hmm.
It's like people really like that game. People like the Atari 2600 version, and I'm not particularly fond of that version. Mm-hmm. But really? I'll tell you this version on the Evercade, I like it, even though we don't have an analog controller. I had no problems. I had no problem steering this thing with the D-pad.
It's actually playable.
Yeah. The only thing I'll complain about again is that there's 3 different tracks, but you don't know which track you're selecting because that was an option that was outside of the screen. It was like a light on the cabinet.
Yeah.
And so we don't know.
You want an indicator, kind of like on Missile Command, right?
Yeah. But what's also confusing though too is that how you switch the difficulty is written differently on the cartridge than it is in the manual.
Oh no.
It's like a different button in the manual. But in the game, when you look at the controls, it's like one of them is like pushing one button for easy, one button for medium, one button for hard. And then in the manual, one or the other, it says it just you tap a button to cycle through them. So it's two completely different methods as well. And it matters too, because in order to get the higher scores, you need to play on the hardest difficulty.
Yeah. I think my biggest issue with this game, unlike pole position, actually, unlike any other racing game I've ever played, the scenery, like, it never changes. You know what I mean?
What do you want from a game from 1976?
No, but like pole position, like, dude, that's like, you know what I mean? Like, that's like.
You're talking about
pole position was
a difference of like 6 years.
Yeah,
yeah.
This is like 6 years before pole position.
And I think you need a steering wheel and gear stick. I mean, this is like a type of game like if you're playing, like if you're drunk, this would be fun as hell. But
I will agree that I've played this. I have this at Galloping Ghosts, and that was like the first time I actually played the arcade game, and it is really fun.
How's it going?
But for a conversion that you can play portably, this isn't bad.
Yeah, it feels more like a demo. Like I played it like once, and I was like, okay, that's all I'm gonna get out of it.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people feel that way, but there are a lot of people that this game will be really nostalgic for.
Yeah,
and I like it. It's very playable.
I never played this. Yeah, let me know, chat. Because I never played it. Is this something of nostalgia, or is it? Let me know.
Yeah,
or am I the one who's different?
No, I totally agree. If you've never played this before and you've only played like pole position onward, this will seem like a regression. Like, you know, this is like too simplistic.
Let's put it this way: for somebody who enjoys and loves Discovery, if this wasn't on the collection, I would be fine with it. You know, that's all I'm saying.
I mean,
I was ready to be like, oh, what is this game doing on the cartridge? But then I played it. I just kept playing it. I was like, this is fun.
Yeah. I played this in the original arcade. Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But you can't compare this to pole position or enduro because there's literally 4 or 5 years, 6 years separating development, right? So this was more of a test, a prototype back in the day.
Yeah,
I can't wait until Atari's reimagining this for the VCS and Switch and Xbox.
Yeah,
it'd be awesome. What they
that'd be interesting.
You can't imagine what they're gonna do, but it could be really cool.
Even the 2600 version of this is like an upgraded version of this because that version had traffic coming at you and scenery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
I actually prefer this. I prefer this.
This is if I'm not mistaken, this is like it's a vector graphic game, isn't it?
No, it's a raster. This is not vector graphics at all.
Huh.
The only thing, I mean, you can tell by the letters and the you know, the scoring, your score, time, top speed, and also the dashes. They're just, you know, it's just dots.
That's interesting.
And the car part isn't actually part of the game. That's an overlay sticker that sticks on top of the monitor. Yeah. So it's good that they put that in there because
I have to respond to Andrew's comment real quick.
That's what she said. Woo!
But yeah, this is really a high score type of thing. And if you could get to if you get to a high enough score, you actually get extended time, which I was not able to do because I didn't know what mode I was playing.
I think this game would be my hell. Like, you're in hell. Ooh, you get to play video games, yes, but it's this, and you have to.
No, this is the kind of game I'd be put into a trance playing.
Yeah,
you can almost see like that. It would be one of those games that would kind of suck you in, you know. Like, and then as you're getting better, you know, every time you like make a little bit of an oops, you're like, all right, just one more. Yeah, no, I could see getting into this, you know, because it is kind of like just simplistic. But if I take myself all the way back to 76, it was like, well, what else was there?
Yeah, there was hardly anything. You had Pong,
right?
Skydiver. I don't know. I don't even know Skydiver was out at this point.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of things, but it's kind of cool to just have like that history, right? You know.
What year is this game? Now I got to pull out the there's a couple things.
Maybe if we get like a steering wheel, I don't know. And even then,
We just need an analog controller, like a dial would be fine too, because then you can play Breakout with that.
Yep.
Oh yeah, when we get to Breakout.
Didn't we already do Breakout or no?
We did.
No, we didn't.
Yeah. Not arcade Breakout.
I got some things to say about that in Warlord. Actually, I had the same opinions on both of them.
I have opinions, but they're not the same opinion on both of those.
But I think before we can talk about those, we have to get the next game out of the way.
Yeah. So we can move on over. Like speaking of nostalgic history, we can go straight to like kind of the granddaddy of them all. It's not computer space.
Okay. That's right. 1976. Okay, there's a big problem with this. Is it's not emulated, and it doesn't play like the original arcade game.
What does that mean?
It means that have you played this? When the game starts, it just starts automatically, and the second player is automatically controlled by a CPU. The original Pong machine didn't have a CPU controlled paddle, and you had to hit a start button to actually start the game. And the game ended when you either hit 11 or 15 points. I can't remember which. This game doesn't end. It never ends.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah. Fast forward in the video.
Huh.
I just kept going. I wanted to see how long I could go for.
I think I might have just played this. I think I played this one maybe for a minute. I'm like, okay, it's Pong.
That's crazy.
That is, yeah.
And it's tough to control the paddles because it was meant for an analog control. And this is has the same problem Super Breakout does, where it's hard to dial in where you want to go.
Oh,
right.
That's interesting. There are no emulated.
Oh no, there is. MAME does have an emulated version of it now. When it was first originally introduced into MAME, it was not emulated. They took it out because it was simulated, not emulated. The version in MAME now is emulated, and that's because they actually had to emulate all the circuitry for the machine.
Wow.
So it's Ryan's fault. Okay. Thanks, Andrew. No problem.
So you have to emulate all the individual components of the entire arcade machine in order for it to be emulated, and MAME does that now.
That's cool.
I'm glad it's here for historical purposes, but
yeah. I don't believe Mike there. I think he's just making that up. I don't think anybody's played to 1 billion points.
How long did you go though? Did you go over 100? 76.
I guess I could just turn the game on and leave it running and check in on it every so
97?
often.
Oh, he goes over 100. 107.
I went well over 100. I was like, this game doesn't end. This is definitely, and also I think the aspect ratio is not right either.
And so it seems a little wider than it would be.
For me, the big issue again, like a lot of these games we're going to talk about, there's no real analog paddle or spinner.
Yeah,
and so because of that, that's the controls are meant, and it's not. If there was, this would be an awesome party game.
Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Like with Night Driver, it worked, but for Pong, it doesn't. It's like I wonder if you could dial into controls somehow to make it more playable with the D-pad. But this isn't that. It's frustrating to play. It's frustrating to play.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
That's weird. It goes on forever. It shouldn't. It should stop at 15.
It should stop. There is a almost like a dip switch in the arcade machine where you could end it at one of two scores. It might be like 15 or 17 or something like that. And I went online. I looked up as much Pong on YouTube that I could find to compare it to this, just to see it. And I think I played another emulated version of it. Oh, the Atari Flashback Collection has Pong on it. And I played that version, and that ends properly.
I love how you went full
doesn't start right away.
I love how you went full geek mode and cared enough to research and play all that.
I do it with every game.
Yeah. Well, it's cool to know like all the differences because I would have.
I look at it like, is the game fun? Yes. Is it not fun? No. And I don't.
Here's the thing. What's funny is a game's not fun. I then ask, why isn't the game fun?
Well, this has never been fun, in my opinion. I played every version of this in the 70s.
I like Video Olympics.
I liked it at the time as a kid. That's the only video game I've ever seen in my life. That was cool.
That was just Pong, just
The
dressed
moment
up.
newer games came out, I'm like, Pong sucks.
See, this is a good party game. Like you're having friends over and you play. Every time the other person scores, you got to take a shot.
No, I'd rather play ice hockey on Atari than this.
Well, Video Olympics is a better party game because you can play with 4 people with that one.
It would never cross my mind to ever sit down on a couch if friends were over or family and say, let's play Pong. I would never. There's so many other better
You gotta
games.
think there's
The drinking game.
there is a popularity to it because Arcade 1-Up is selling little Pong machines.
Yeah, well, anybody can play it too.
Definitive source on what's popular.
Yeah, I mean,
I never liked Pong.
Well, if they wouldn't make it if they didn't think it would sell.
True.
Yeah.
There's like those like Arcade 1-Up Pong tables. Yeah.
There is a new Pong coming out too. Apparently, Atari's redoing that one too.
Yep. Yes, Pong may indeed return.
Yep.
May being
There's a Pong on PlayStation, the updated Pong. But the best thing about it is that you could use the Namco controller that's got the dial in it that came with Ridge Racer 4, and it works.
Awesome.
So
That's
you can
very
do it
cool.
analog, yeah.
Very, very cool. Yeah, I mean, I have fond memories of playing on a Pong machine because there was one in my house very, very early on.
Yeah,
but
we have one too.
There you go.
Most of that stuff got completely subsided as soon as the 2600 hit the.
Oh, that's what I'm saying, right? It's never there was color.
Oh no, the Atari Flashback Collection definitely has the arcade version of Pong in it.
Yeah.
Well, that's all I'm saying. I mean, for that moment when it was the only video game in existence for my mind, it was cool. But I don't remember ever sitting down and playing it for hours at a time. I'd rather go outside and play with my friends,
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I grabbed it and it doesn't tell me what games are on it.
Of course.
And there's no manual either. So
It's Nintendo. That's what you'd expect.
Nintendo Switch game. Of course, there's no manual.
So that's one thing I will say. At least Atari is revisiting these properties versus Nintendo is sitting on a gold mine and they're dragging their heels, doing very little with it. That's all I'll say.
So, all right. So let's move on to the next game in this list here, which is Skydiver.
You know what? This is my number 1 game of the collection. This is my favorite game.
I like this.
This game is
awesome.
Yeah.
I loved it in arcade, and I love it now.
Yep. I played this for a longer time than I ever thought I was going to.
So
at Fun Spot when I went there. I found this cabinet and I was like, well, what's this? And then
the cabinet has the ripcord too.
30 or 40 minutes. And I'm like, wow, this is awesome.
Just timing your jump and your parachute deploy. I just love this game.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny is Skydiver on the Atari 2600, the 2600 version, that was a game I played a lot with my sister. And we used to play the one with the things moved.
Mm-hmm.
And we used to play that all the time. And I was just surprised that this, although being the same, has completely different rules that weren't in the Atari 2600 version.
Huh.
The only thing, I don't know if it's the way the game is, but I feel like you have to press, to insert coins, you have to press start and select a lot for it to start. That's the only thing I thought was kind of weird.
I had that problem, but I don't remember. It's just weird. I know that in the version of the video that I made, it's this is playing at 30 frames a second. You need 60 frames a second to actually see everything because it flickers.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So I believe the version I actually have online is 60 frames a second. I don't think it's like this if you play it on YouTube.
The guys
I might have. I used a download tool and it might have pulled the 30 frames version by accident.
But you know what's great? This game was ahead of its time. That it really feels like a Game & Watch game. This is something that would be like on the Playdate. It's like one of those kind of like jump in, jump out, kind of cool little time killers.
Yep.
I love it.
Yeah, no, it's really cool.
It's like a game of chicken, seeing how far you could go before you open the chute to get as much score as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And then also spelling Skydiver at the top will give you a lot of points.
Yeah.
I don't think I've done that.
Sometimes the letters will flash, and if the letters flash and you land on the pad, you get that letter.
Yeah.
And if you spell Skydiver, you get bonus points.
This is
I can't remember if everything after that point is double score or what exactly it is, but it's a lot of points.
Is this 2-player?
Yes.
That would be
It is 2-player.
That would be super fun.
And if you're playing by yourself, the computer just takes control of the second player.
Yeah.
And that's why that's the thing. You're not really playing against the computer because the computer sucks at this game. You're
Kind
playing
of
for a high
against
score.
yourself. Yeah.
No, that's cool. It's definitely a cool one. I definitely enjoy playing this one. And I thoroughly enjoyed my time at the arcade when I was playing this too.
And when you crash into the ground, the ambulance comes. That's pretty
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, like a little humor in there. It's pretty cool. It's pretty neat. So, all right, awesome. Any other final thoughts on?
The best game of the collection. That's my point.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, for me, I guess, I don't know. I mean,
well, if it weren't for like a lot, it's because a lot of the games, because they required like a trackball. Like I couldn't say Centipede is the best game in the collection because it's hard to control with the D-pad.
Right.
Exactly.
But if it was the trackball version, I'd say that was probably better than this.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe for me, this might be like the most just pure fun that I had playing a game on this collection. So maybe, yeah. I don't know. It's good game all
I don't know
around.
if it's better than Liberator though. I don't know. I really like.
Well, I mean, Liberator is the one I lean towards too. But it's like, oh man, it would be better if we had.
I like this more than Liberator.
Yeah,
it's so simple. I just
it
like
is.
Yeah.
Very cool. It's very cool. All right, cool. So let's move on to Super Breakout.
Boo.
So I'll tell you what I hate about. Yeah, exactly. So I tell you what I hate about this game and what I hate about Warlords is I'm sure like all of you, like I'm used to playing this like on the Atari 2600 with paddles, and the controls just immortally suck and it ruins it and it's not playable.
Have we talked about Warlords yet? No, Warlords is the next one.
That's the next one. But as far as like talking about them, to me they fall in the same camp that they rely on the proper controller. You've got to have the right controls.
This one I can't control, but Warlords I for some reason had no problems with controlling. Even though it is a D-pad, it worked for me. I can
control it, but it feels like super stiff. You know,
it works. I mean, obviously, it would be better with a spinner, but it's playable. I will actually go back and play Warlords. This I will not go back and play.
It stinks.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
It's not fun. I mean, it's playable, but it's not.
In order to get like this footage that you're seeing, it's like I use so many save states.
I bet.
Every time I hit the ball, I save state.
Yeah, I think we should stay away from trackball games and spinner games.
Yeah, I mean,
proper controller to use it. Just not.
Or if you can make it work with a D-pad, because it's you can make it more playable. I think. I just think that the controls are not quite right for a D-pad.
Yeah, I mean,
but I think like every kid, like like remember initially, like when the handheld just came out, there was like 2-player modes in the game, and you couldn't do anything. Now we have the VS you can. So I think they're just like, let's get it out there. In the future, we'll make controllers, we'll update the firmware, we'll modify ROMs. I think at some point we'll be able to play this how it's meant to be played.
We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, well, for me though, it's this one and Warlords. I know that some people prefer the arcade version over the 2600 version. But this is these two in particular are that brain break for me. I just nope. 2600 version is the one I grew up with, and that's the one I play. And
I'll tell you what,
I agree with you.
Even if there was no problems with the controls, I still am not a big fan of Super Breakout. Just because once you hit a certain height, the ball just goes max speed, like right now, and it's like. So like I don't like that aspect of it either. But that was the original arcade thing. I think that was the same thing in the first Breakout too.
Yep. So
all I can say is on the cartridge for Breakout, it says requires paddle controller for a reason. You can't even play it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's again, it's one of those things where it's like it's cool that it's on here because if that were ever to be remedied, then I might revisit this and play this again with a paddle controller. But at the same time, it's like, but if I had the 2600 version of Super Breakout, do I play that over this? And the answer is probably yes. For me.
Yeah, totally.
A little bit of a fun fact for this game.
Yeah. Sure.
This game is not really in color.
Really?
It's in black and white. It's color overlay. That's why the ball's changing. That's why the ball's changing color once it gets up to a certain height.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. No, that is good fun fact.
Dude, a part of me
I play the thing, but I can't find it.
Part of me almost wants like an HDMI 2600 the paddle controller just so I can play Breakout.
Yeah.
Like the original one, like the right way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's a good point, Lloyd. But I guess the counter is that this game wasn't originally made with a D-pad in mind. So like, in order to make it work here, you'd have to reprogram the entire game.
Yeah, actually, that's the thing. Is the Alleyway was made specifically for the Game Boy.
Yeah. So
if it didn't play, if they couldn't get the control good, they probably wouldn't have released it.
Yeah.
So, and I know that we're probably about to repeat ourselves, but let me throw up Warlords here.
Sorry, I'm not going to repeat myself. I think this is way more playable than Super Breakout. And
Agreed, but I don't think it's fun.
I like Warlords. Warlords is, and this is
paddle controller. Yeah,
I love Warlords. It's a great game.
But with the D-pad though, I don't think it's fun. It's just it feels like so stiff and so weird.
You want to know another fun fact? There's 2 different versions of Warlords in the arcade.
Ooh.
Really?
There's a 4-player version that's a tabletop version, and a 2-player stand-up cabinet. The difference is that the stand-up cabinet had an overlay over it, and this is like the tabletop version because it didn't have the overlay. Plus, I think you do have the things in there where like 4 players insert coin or whatever, even though you can't really play with 4 players. Wait, I think you can play this with 4 players. That I think about.
Yeah,
so this is you can play this with 4 players. So I forgot that you play 4 players in the Evercade VS. I don't know why.
Yeah. You just might not want to.
It's playable. It's more playable than I thought it would be.
Yeah, but it's also like this is another 4 now title. Like it's like score and opinion improve when other control.
You could also tell this as the cabinet or the tabletop because you got the upside down.
Yeah, you got the upside down. Yeah, that's cool. But I mean, as far as the game goes, though, like again, this is another one that hours and hours on the 2600 could be spent just playing. And for me, it didn't even matter. I didn't even have to have friends over to play. I would play this against the CPU all the time.
Yeah, I would too.
And it's just, and it's also like, I guess maybe even the sound design, between the arcade version and the 2600 version, it's just like, for whatever reason, that really crunchy sound on the 2600 just sticks with me. Yeah. And I'd rather hear those noises than the ones in the arcade.
When the king gets killed, the screen flashes.
Yeah, and you just like it's that total.
Yeah. No, I can relate, man. That's what when you did like one of your Fun for Vibes when we're playing the Intellivision version of Dragonfire. That's what I was like. I prefer the 2600 because I'm used to those. Like those sound effects, and that's the one that I had. So nostalgia plays a big part of it, but we'll just have to wait for a trackball or spin.
Yeah. So, that blue and purple king guy is just wrecking house in this. Set.
The purple guy's me.
It's like the blue guy, but the actual king is purple in the.
Okay.
Yeah. I think the guy in the top right is like.
Gotcha. I'm looking at the castle walls.
Yeah. Don't forget, guys.
Get out of here.
I think that Blaze is waiting to do a lot of things until they can make a handheld with wireless. That's like a VS, so that way updates and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like you can it'll be accessible to more people.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. If they had things that they were gonna do with, updating firmware and keeping device parity with with their home console and their handheld. I mean, yeah, maybe that's true. You never know what you're gonna see.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a.
I like that. I like what Blaze does. Is their thing is like, hey, let's just get it out there. So at least you have access to it, and then we can make improvements later on.
I totally agree with that sentiment because I'd rather have the things exist than not exist.
Yes.
Because again, we have these. And they might not be in the most playable state right now, but things change. And then that could be really, really cool.
I kind of like that a sleeper cart. Like, how cool would it be like next year? Because their AMA, they said new hardware for all systems. Like, how cool would it be that now it works with the trackball, and then while you're waiting between carts, it's like, now this collection is super awesome again.
Right. Well,
new hardware for all systems could just mean a link cable.
Right.
That'd be a big troll.
It's true. It's true. But but it's it's neat again to have something like this because I think that's this to sum up the Atari Arcade Collection 1 in general. It's like I'm glad that this is here, and I look forward to be able to to play in possible its intended glory.
It's like I'm glad I have this. I can't wait till I'm able to play it.
So I know these are never going to be able to be rocked on there, but that'd be cool.
I might have to start a segment and call it like the silliest post of the week because I do it. So like I can't remember their name, but and I kid you not, somebody posted in the Discord. They said technically it was a fail. Now listen to this. Technically it was a fail because people got their carts early.
These are my paddle controllers.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. And I'm like, a fail would be that you failed at something. Getting people their carts early, that's not a failure. That's an improvement. It would like to fail at something, you would have to like not complete the task or complete the goal. Like that's completing the task and doing better.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I thought that was amusing, and they were serious because they said, well, no, it's still technically a fail. But I'm like, no, it's not.
Yeah, it's
I don't know. People are using the bugs forum to complain. But I like how Ryan and Sean are on top of it. They're like, no, that's how the ROM is. So I find that funny. Like bugs are meant to report like an actual bug, not because something doesn't work the way that you think it doesn't work. Okay, there we go.
Oh, that's that's to people. If it doesn't work the way they think it should work, to them it's a bug.
Right. I mean, but it's and people will feel the right to share their opinions however they want. I mean, it just doesn't mean that they have. And
people will always think that their opinion is the right opinion.
Of course, but they should put it in the general chat because I think that the bugs were like the idea was to make it easier for for Ryan to kind of come through that and see the real issues.
They'll sort. I mean, I'm sure they'll sort that out.
Yeah.
Huh. There's an interesting thing. So I just put carts 25 and 26 on my shelf, right? There's a specific definitive hue of, I don't know, like a maroonish red all the way across. Until you get to 25, 26, they're actually lighter. The color is lighter.
Ooh, maybe you got sun-faded ones.
Maybe. I don't know. They're markedly different.
Huh. I'm going to have to check mine. I'm going to have to check mine.
We'll have to see if they're all different colors across the board, like every version of them.
Even like because I had later edition Codemasters and Technos, and they even still they're about the same. They're almost exactly the same. But yeah,
Andrew explained it. They're the limited edition. There you go.
They're limited edition. Nice.
Oh, on a side note, I think on a Discord did I see somewhere? What's that one game that one indie game that they're waiting to finish to update? God, I can't remember it for the love of God.
It's Ronio's Quest, I think it is.
Yeah, I thought I saw on a tweet or on a Discord or somewhere that Blaze said it's on their list, but it's like by the end of this year that we're gonna get that.
Well, I checked the website where they're updating the game or whatever, and it's still not done as far as I could tell.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's on the developer, right? Blaze isn't finishing the game on their own. They gotta wait to get that.
And then what was that? I know I sent you the link earlier in the week, the new indie game, how the developers, they put up a contest that if you play the game in competition mode without if you find the secret room, you'll get a free copy of Indie Heroes 2. Let me see if I can find that. I thought that was kind of neat. Isn't
it the game of the month?
Yeah. I keep wanting to call it Requiem or Rectum. I can't,
Yeah, Recnum.
Ooh. Okay, hold on. Actually, I just found something. I know we're running out of time, but I just found something cool as hell that Blaze tweeted out. They're totally showing off. Look at that.
Yeah, I see that spinning wheel.
Ooh, that is so sexy.
All right.
Look at that.
It's the family.
Yep.
It's the Evercade family.
Evercade family. That's great.
There's that, and they're all there, and it's neat that the limited edition handheld is on top of the standard VS representing the two things I don't have in my house.
I'm actually naming that picture. I went and just saved it. I'm calling it Evercade Family. That's great.
Yes, indeed. The knob that I made for the VCS controller does actually make it better, because I've tried it in both ways, and both versions of the spinner. The one that I retooled from the thing that I found on Thingiverse, and the one I designed myself, they both work almost precisely the same way.
When I found
with doing the spinner, I find, because I guess it's the additional diameter that you're holding it in, that it technically slows down or dials in movement on the spinner. So it actually works really, really well for me. And I mean, the second that we could find out, if this thing could be made to work with the VS, and it's over. Like I'm okay now. I'm playing Atari Arcade all day, because that'd be awesome to have, because it's a legit spinner. So yeah, that'd be really cool.
There, I found it. Yeah, Rectum Nape Games. Yeah, if you find the secret room and play in competition mode and post a picture, you'll get Indie Heroes.
That's kind of neat.
This work with the VS.
Oh yeah, make yours.
Yeah, the first person to find it, follow both accounts, share, win a copy, blah blah blah. I'm like, wow, no one has found this yet. Fantastic. But yeah, I think that's neat. If they do more little contest thingies like that.
That's very cool. Oh, I mean,
although I hope
I mean, here's the thing. Well, unless you don't update your VS, like clock's ticking. It's probably only around two weeks more before the new game's out.
Yeah.
Unless you just don't update your VS.
The one thing that I would suggest that Blaze does, and maybe we get this with the next firmware update, that they make a background that would like really be hard to like Photoshop for competition mode, or they move the trophy like actually on the screen, so it'd be difficult to Photoshop. That's all.
Oh, like you have it actually physically move as you're playing.
Yeah, like they do with the Capcom Coliseum collection. Well, like they actually put it like on screen, like in the corner. Right. Actually on the screen, so it'd be more difficult to Photoshop.
In the game.
Yes.
Somewhere. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to place things like that, static things like that, because
I know.
Then you could be covering up score, or an item.
Or come out with a wild border that would be really difficult to like Photoshop that into. Use the wand.
Yeah.
But I think it's neat. I mean, if somebody was going to go through all that trouble just to get a cart, whatever. But
yeah, it's kind of cool.
I love it.
Yeah, it's neat. Very cool. It's very cool. So, what do we got for final thoughts? You got some stuff coming up. You got some cool things going on. What do we got?
Well, we got through the collection. I think we should all be happy.
We did. We got through it. And now it's we go back to the standard collections, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I'm still not done with Renovation collection.
Yeah, it's
next up for me is Treasure.
Yeah, it's Renovation, Gremlin, and the new ones. So yeah.
That's right. We took a detour.
I mean, we could do like the rows. We could split Renovation up, because you've already done the top row.
Well, I think the rows happen to be in alphabetical order in that collection anyway.
Yes. I think they are.
So yeah, I've done the first row. I've done the first two rows. It's just the last row I haven't done, which is
So take us a while to get there.
So we'll go to Renovation, and we could. I mean, we'll see if we can get through the first row, because I mean, these games are a little more meaty than they are the arcade versions.
If you look at the way they're broken out, it's like the first row is 5, the second row is 4, and the third row is 3. They just keep getting progressively less and less. Mm-hmm. So I'd say just, don't plan on doing a certain number. Just do what we can do until time runs out.
Yep.
There you go.
I think that's what we'll do. So at least by next time we'll be talking about Arcus Odyssey for sure.
Yes.
Now, do we talk about anything else? Who knows? But at least we'll talk about Arcus Odyssey.
Hey, we need content,
which is cool, which is neat.
We're to milk it.
But yeah, I mean, well, we've got like again, there's plenty of games. I mean, Renovation is a cool collection to talk about, because there's all sorts of really neat things, and all of that stuff is like history and discovery. Because I've never played any of those games outside of maybe one.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, just one. I owned one of them. on Sega CD.
Which one did you own? Oh, you probably had Soul Feast.
I had Soul Feast on Sega CD. Yeah. And that was a cool game. But yeah, so I didn't play anything else outside of actually having it on the collection. So yeah, I'm ready to rock and check.
What's funny is I was familiar with most of these games. There was only 2 of them I think on here that I never really heard of before. But what's funny is I hadn't played any of them, and that includes Dino Land, even though I have a physical copy of it.
That's awesome.
So before we wrap up, what do we have? 12? How many carts do we have? 12? They're coming out this year, or is it 11?
It's an odd number because there's a one that's being released.
I think it's technically 11.
Okay.
But yeah, there
fill up all
may
the
be
slots
room
on that
for a
chart.
12.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
it's weird because they're ending on cartridge 29 according to the plan, and it's like, what? Why?
Yeah. No. What was the reason that they're doing 3 instead of 2 for the one release, the one release date? I don't even remember which collections they were.
So
I still think we know and 2 we don't. Is that the one where we don't know the 2? Okay.
Yeah, we don't know the 2. Yeah. But I still think that either Blake, they're going to save that for the, they're going to save cart number 12 for December. They're going to surprise us, right? Because it's not officially on the roadmap. Mm-hmm. And they've never released under 12 carts since they've started doing this. And I think it's either going to be something like, it's going to be either way, it's going to be a big get, like a Sega or something, or it's just going to be a totally cool, off the wall, awesome collection that we've never heard of before. That's just a bunch of great games. Or I still think we're going to get 12.
Or it'll be the LJN collection.
Nice.
Or it'll be a limited, or it'll be like limited to like 10,000, something. I don't know. I think we're going to have a special bonus 12 card.
Yeah.
Or if not, I'm going to keep saying it.
Collection will have to get taken to too many games next year.
I said that, and then I realized that probably won't happen just because they really only did licensed games.
Mm-hmm.
Or if Blaze doesn't have that planned, I'm gonna keep mentioning that, so they will. So they will have that 12th card. Come on, give us that 12th card.
Because why not? And who knows? It could be everyone loves another cool surprise. So if you can do that, then that'd be neat.
If you keep saying something, eventually we'll.
What if the 12th card turned out to be best of Evercade, and it was just a bunch of random games on one cartridge that they've already released?
Dude, that would. You know what? Actually, Pete talked about that like a long time ago. About what if you could make your own collect? I would be fine with that.
Yeah,
I would.
Would you? If you had all the collections already, would you buy another collection if it only had games that were already previously released?
Well, yes. As long as it wasn't numbered cartridge 30.
For two.
What if it was cartridge 30?
No, down.
For 2 reasons. So the first one is a little bit shameful, but so the main reason is because sometimes, I don't know about you guys, but I do feel lazy and I don't want to swap out carts. And it'd be nice just to have one cart. And then, of course, for the portability, like for taking on a vacation, but literally for me, that would be something I would always keep like in my VS for the lazy factor.
But if you do that though, right? Do you just then cannibalize potential sales of the other collections?
Other collections.
Well, it probably wouldn't even be possible because of the licensing.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
it's like a music album, right? You have like the Beatles or something greatest hits. That doesn't mean it's not like the full Abbey Road or White Album. You know what I mean? It's just like the greatest hits.
Yeah, but that's all the same artist though, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We would be talking about it like, oh well, let's throw I know how they could do it. An RPG off of one collection, an RPG off another one, and then
I know how they could do it. Okay, I know how they could do it.
Yeah.
If it's if they say 100% of the proceeds are for charity, then I think they could get all the companies to agree. Like, hey, because they're doing a good thing for charity. No one's actually profiting, like making money. It's like, hey, we just want to cover the cost of the cart, so and everything else goes to charity. Then I think they could get like 10 companies on board.
Yeah. I don't know. Like if you're running a business and they're saying, "Oh, we're doing it for charity," it's like, well, that's great. How much money am I making?
It's for charity. They write it off their taxes. They look good. PR.
Yeah. I don't know. But
I think if it was like a one-off thing, that would be fine. I don't want to see I don't want that to be like every single month. But I think it's like greatest hits.
No, it's something to explore for sure. Like, just can be kind of neat.
I'd rather have that than another Gremlin collection. That's all I'm going to say. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Or another Worms.
Oh
No, Worms is one of
no,
the
you
best.
get Team 17 collection next. And then the rest of the Team 17 games. Well,
That's true. I wonder why they didn't just do a Team 17 collection.
Oh, speaking of collections, I met somebody who was putting out a it's a roguelike where you're a dwarf. They were at Too Many Games yesterday, right? It's a cool game. It's neat. But the publisher of that game is Apogee.
Oh, yeah,
They're
interesting.
fully back in operations and are working on reviving and or re-releasing some of their older titles. And they just started this process recently. So I'm like, whoa. You guys need to talk to those guys over there.
There's a collection right there. What are some of their older games, though?
Commander Keen.
Commander Keen. Did they do the shooter that was a Raptor? Did they do the Raptor game? The Raptor Call of the Shadows? Was that Apogee?
I think so.
I looked that up. I played that game a lot.
Yeah. I mean, they did stuff. They did other.
Yeah, it was Apogee.
They did other games that that wound up, because they published in the early days. They published a lot of id Software games, so obviously those are gone because you'd have to go through Microsoft now for that. But yeah, I mean, there could be some really cool things that come out of there.
Yeah, Apogee collection. I'd be into that.
Yeah.
Oh, and if I forgot to say it, it's the next week that I won't be because of the wedding. Because I know like one of us doesn't show up. Our fans appreciate it. Our viewers get concerned. So yeah, I will be at a wedding next weekend. So
it's all good. Yeah, we'll be here. We'll be here to chat.
Blake Stone was another one I was thinking of. That's a 3D, kind of like a Wolfenstein almost.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like Aliens.
Wacky Wheels, Major Striker,
Duke Nukem 1 and 2.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Those are id, right? Are those id?
No, Duke Nukem 1 and 2 is Apogee.
Just Apogee.
Dude, that would be really cool.
They weren't first-person shooters. They were side-scrolling.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot about that. Yeah, because it was Duke Nukem 3D.
Yeah, Duke Nukem 3D was the first one. That was, and that was still Apogee. Was that still Apogee at the time? I know it's probably that game's probably changed hands, but it's not showing up on this list, so I don't even know if they did publish that one. They probably didn't.
I just think that at some point too, we just need to get an ID, Doom collection, just because, does it run Doom?
Oh, Apogee did do Wolfenstein 3D.
Oh, well, that's interesting. Did they sell the thing though? Oh, see you, Jamie.
Yeah. We got to wrap up here too.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool for sure. So,
and they did Math Rescue.
Math Rescue.
Awesome. Math Rescue.
No, I'm in it for the Commander Keen. Just give me some Commander Keen.
Yeah,
man.
that'd be great.
I loved that game when I was growing up.
And we already know that they could do PC games.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, of course. They could do DOSBox.
They could.
Because that one hidden game is it a Windows game or is that a DOS game? The fairy one.
Fairy Fire?
No,
it's a Windows game. Or a PC game, yeah.
It's a PC game, but what OS is it running on? Is it running on DOS? Is it running on Windows?
Probably. Oh, for PC. Oh, no, you can get it on you can get it on Steam. So,
yeah, but still, is it running through DOSBox and Steam?
No, I don't think. No, it's too. I say it looks like Unity, but I don't think it is. No, on Evercade it's going through Linux, but.
Oh, I looked it up and it's the wrong Fairy Fire.
Yeah.
No, it's neat though. So
when someone's gonna be like, "Well, technically, Android is a version of Linux," yeah, that's true. I don't know.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
But like Linux, like real Linux based OSs or like
real Linux. Is there a real Linux? Because
so many different variations of Linux.
Oh,
Atari OS is a derivative of Linux.
Yeah.
Real Linux.
Linux.
But you know what I mean? Like, there's a difference, like Android based. That's.
Yeah. No, I gotcha.
Because it's just like Linux.
The PS3 is a Linux box.
Because even when you're looking at Android, everybody's putting out their own different version of Android on their phones. Like Samsung's got a different version.
Yep. So, all right, cool. So anyone got anything else real quick? We're going to pop out there before we head out?
Yeah.
I don't like your subs. They give me the diarrhea.
Bye, everybody.
He just like, see ya.
They'll never get old.
Excellent, guys.
I just dropped my first Game of Thrones video on the channel, so go check it out.
Nice. Very cool. Very cool. All right, cool. So yeah, and hopefully this coming week you'll see actual things coming out over here. Like I said, as the craziness is subsided. Hopefully,
my usual video Tuesday.
Yep, you got Ed's video. Check out on that. Go over right now. Go over and watch Crow's video.
Oh yeah.
I've already been getting comments on that video. Somebody already complaining that they didn't like. I don't like that you're doing the game separately.
You know what you can say to that?
People complaining? What a shocker! Oh my God.
I have to explain. I'm still doing a collection video.
So I've solved the problem for that person. So what you do is you just wait until Crow's done with all his videos, and then you just click on the playlist, and you can watch them all in order. There.
That's what I've been telling those people. I've been saying,
or just make one video for 3 hours.
Hit me up, Snake Eater. Send me that email.
Yeah.
It'll probably be 2 hours if every video is around 10 minutes.
Right.
Later, Gators.
All right.
Yep.
See ya.
All right.
Bye.
See you guys. See you guys next week.